It's been a while. Hey guys, I say this all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I knew that I really couldn't just jump straight back into posting like a review or something like that. So I thought I would give you guys a little channel update, especially since to a lot of people I probably just dropped off the face of the earth. Sorry. I Thank you everyone, firstly, to those who reached out and sent me a message, no matter where that was. I didn't want to sort of look like I was just seeking attention or like praise or anything like that, so I shut everything off on that last video, and thank you. I read through everything. I read through every Instagram message, every comment, every email, literally everything. There was no way I was gonna be able to respond to everyone. Even then, it's like I am really bad at just responding to like my personal friends who have reached out and who have been trying to help me. I'm just really bad at replying at the moment, so I apologize. But I have been doing a lot of self-work and self-care over the last week and a bit, and it's been really good. As soon as I sort of posted that video, I was terrified, I was scared, I didn't know if it was a good idea or not to do that, and it was very daunting, but at the same time it was very freeing because I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I didn't have to pretend or act anymore, and that was really good for me. The weekend following, however, was a complete nightmare. I really don't want to go back into that headspace or that place that I was, and I was terrified, and it wasn't good. I was not in a good place that weekend, but I did take everyone's advice and I went out for a walk to clear my head. I spoke to people, I spoke to my psychologist, and something snapped in my head that week, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not taking this. And since then I have been doing a lot better. I stood up for myself. I stood strong. I knew my worth, and I don't know where it came from or what happened, but I was happy. And since then, things have been looking up, and I kind of held off on making any video or any post because every time that this has happened, things have gone downhill, and I'm still very cautious. I am treading very carefully. I still have very low levels of trust, but I am willing to forgive. But I'm just waiting to make sure that this is really true and that things are genuine and that this is going to start to pick up. But kind of during my time off, I've done a lot of things just to sort of take care of myself, because everyone kept saying to me, oh, do things that you enjoy, but I didn't find enjoyment in anything that I loved. So I took basically everything that I loved and I did it. I've spent a lot of time building, and at first it was really hard, and it's slowly gotten better, it's slowly gotten easier, and I'm starting to enjoy it. But the best thing about it was just very distracting, and it just took all of my mind off everything. I've been watching a lot of movies as well. I've been going back through all of my sort of favorite MCU movies. I've watched almost every single Avengers movie and a lot of my favorite solo movies. I'm slowly starting to run out of the good ones, which isn't good. But I've been on walks with my friends as well, and I've talked to my friends and people that I know in real life, and I've just spent a lot of time kind of picking myself back up again, and it's been really good. I also started doing some more digital drawing. I don't know what kind of happened, but I just feel really motivated with my channel right now. Even though it's going to be a very slow return, I'm excited to like be able to kind of get back into things when that day comes. I've got a lot of sort of ideas sort of brewing in my head because I want more personality to pour through my channel, and I know that that's not always possible, so I'm trying to think of ways to make it more possible and make it more doable consistently, if that makes any sense. I also wanted to like make little variants of myself because I'm really enjoying Loki right now, so I've like made a bunch of different sig fig versions of me, and I'm gonna gonna render them out. I'm also gonna work on drawing them. I've already completed sort of Scarlet Holly here, and she looks great. I'm really proud of her, and I've just been kind of working on that, and again, that's been really good because it's keeping me distracted. It's giving me something to do, but it also isn't just, it's kind of working towards something, if that makes any sort of sense. Another thing that I did do in kind of the like let's take care of myself sort of regime started when I finished watching Harley Quinn season 2. Really liked that, enjoyed it a lot, had a great time, very excited for season 3. But I also went out and I bought myself the Frozen Elsa's Ice Castle, which luckily I managed to get before we sort of went further into lockdown restrictions and things like that. But I went and bought it from the Lego store and I sat and built it, and it was really peaceful. I mean, admittedly, it was really hard at first because I just wasn't in a good headspace, but as it kind of continued and finished, I started to feel a lot better, and I watched Frozen and Frozen 2 and actually even Toy Story when I was building this as well. I sort of went back and watched a bunch of old Disney movies and had a really great time. Oh my gosh, the coloring of me right now, it looks horrible. And while I was building, I really wanted to kind of talk about my feelings about this set because I loved it, but also there was this new hourglass piece, so one day maybe I'll do a review on this. Maybe I'll just sit and leave it as something that I've just built just for fun, but I really had a great time building this. I just don't have space for it at the moment. Also, some of my land support stuff came, which just not very good timing, but also good timing at the same time because I freaked out and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to like do a bunch of content and reports on this and all that. Luckily, like Lego's been really sort of understanding and caring and doesn't really mind too much, and they're like, just take care of yourself. But I've been doing that. I've been building some of the sets that I've had and just had a really relaxing time. I don't want to build everything because there is still a lot of stuff that I would love to do on a build stream. For example, the Pizza Planet truck, and maybe I'll do half of Assembly Square on there. But it's just been really calming, and I have missed it a lot posting, specifically streaming. I have missed streaming on my gaming channel a lot, but I know that it's not a good time to do that right now. I think I'm just gonna kind of slowly creep my way back in. This is no means back to daily upload schedule. I might just leave it at maybe one video a week and slowly pick myself back up because there is still a lot of work to do, but I feel like I've made a lot of big progress, and I feel like a lot of that comes from just speaking out and saying something. And I really feel like kind of taking ownership back into the things that I enjoy has really helped with that. Like watching my favorite movies and my favorite TV shows and just building sets just for the fun of it has been really nice. But it's still taking me like an awfully long time. Like I still don't have a very good sleep schedule at the moment. My appetite has returned a bit, but it still isn't great and still not consistent at all, but at least sort of my motivation and passion to get on with things has been really good. I started my tax return today as well, so I've been like productive, which is fun. But that's just sort of where I'm at. I'm still very cautious, like I said, and still very scared and nervous to really do anything. But I'm in a much better place than I was when I did film that video, and I mean, I got worse after that as well, but I'm starting to pick myself back up again, and I'm feeling a lot better. And it's gonna be slow. It's going to be very slow. I'm very aware of that. But I am doing things for me because I want to be the best version of myself. And every other time I've sort of gotten beaten down, I've come back stronger, and I'm going to do that this time. No doubt about that. So I can tell you right now as well, there will be sort of like a little refresh in my channel. I don't think it's going to be anything too major, but like I've always loved just talking about things that I'm passionate about and sharing my thoughts and feelings and just activities that I love doing with Lego, and I want more of that to come through. I want there to be sort of more personality and more of myself in my content. So I'm kind of thinking of ways that I can sort of spruce up my news videos specifically, because one thing I definitely don't want to do is throw myself in front of a camera every time. It's a lot to do that. I'm not going to do that all the time. So I still kind of want, especially news videos, to sort of have something there, but I want to make it more exciting, and I've thought of some ways to do that, and I'm currently working on that, and it's been pretty fun. I've got a few things sort of brewing, and I'm really excited to sort of get back into everything and get started and just really pour myself into this channel more than ever, because I grew this on my own and I'm really proud of that. And as terrifying as it has been to sort of be on this platform, I have learnt by taking a step back that I don't want to quit for good. I'm not doing it. For example, I have way too many thoughts on Marvel right now that I really want to express, and I want to share them, but at the same time I'm like, oh, break time. Like those new Spider-Man sets, whoo, I love them. But I thought I would just sort of give you this little update and be like, I'm okay. I'm relaxing. I'm doing better. I'm slowly picking myself up, and I think the biggest thing is that I'm finding enjoyment out of the things I love again, and that is a really, really big thing for me right now. And that's kind of the thing I want everyone to take away, is that yes, we're making progress. I'm actually taking steps forward and not constantly being knocked back anymore, which is really, really nice. And while I still have very low sort of optimism and hope and trust, it's getting there. We're getting there. So some things that I do really want to do kind of up in the future, because I don't think we're going to kind of jump straight back into regular content, and kind of, I feel like my safety net right now is going to be reviews on things, or news, or even just thoughts videos in a way. I am not in a mood to rush. I do kind of want to, I don't know about the ice castle. I really want to talk about my thoughts on it, but I also feel like I should just leave it and have it be something that I didn't have to make content on. So maybe I'll do something else. I don't know if it will be a review or not. There's a few other things that I will be doing reviews on as well on the horizon, but it's just going to be a very, very slow return. And I want to thank you all again for your support. It really means the world to me, and for being there for me, and for listening and understanding everything that I sort of had to say, and also understanding that this will be a very long road, and a long road back to returning. I'm gonna slowly as well sort of bring everything back onto sort of Instagram and Twitter. I kind of just archived everything. I was like, I'm not doing this right now. A few of you might have noticed that I did end up changing my Instagram profile picture back, and that was just sort of a little thank you, and just sort of to let you all know that I'm still here. And I am going to change that again, and I'll slowly sort of bring everything back and start posting, but it will be a long road again. So thank you all very, very much, and I'll see you later.